1, 2, 3, clap. Always late with the clap, girl.
It was not late, girl.
Always late with the clap.
Girl. It's your slow ass internet.
You just don't
And
know
you
how to.
always trying
You
to.
just don't know how to get that timing on, okay?
No, girl. My clap goes when your clap at each and every time. You just. You know what?
No, you think the clap goes each and every time.
No, I
because
hear the
I
clap.
sync it properly.
Girl, whatever. What's going on? What's new? Welcome to the alternative experience.
You can't even play. We know based on last week that you know the words. You know the lyrics. You know the title of the song. The name of the podcast.
Don't. It
Welcome
is
to the Alternate Take. We are reviewing this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17. I am Robin Fierce, your lovely 12th alternate from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 15. And got...
I am Drew Friday, your boyfriend's beautiful nightmare and your girlfriend's favorite reason to kiss a girl and like it.
And the hot box.
Hottie.
Okay.
I really would love a sponsorship or a brand deal with like hemp wraps or flour.
I could see that for you.
Yeah, like I really want one of those.
I think we should get a sponsorship in general. So if you out there want your business on the Alternate Take, please reach out and let us know because we will take your money to say a few kind words.
Down boots.
Okay, we will take your money to say a few kind words. Speaking of kind words, let's get right into this episode. We are back from last week's elimination, and Arietti does not have any kind words on her way out. What do you think about this mirror message as one smelly bitch to another? Anya, brush your teeth.
I'm scared to say what I thought.
No,
because
say what you think. Say what you feel. This is a safe space of honesty here at the Alternate Take.
I couldn't have been in that room. Because I would have hooped and hollered and hooped. I would have died of laughter. I would have been on the floor rolling, screaming and kicking and screaming. Because why would she say something like that?
I would have been like fucking Lana. Like just gagged. Just
gobsmacked. Mouth agape.
Mouth agape, bitch.
I thought that, okay, it wasn't nice now knowing that Anya is self-conscious about her halitosis of the mouth. I feel bad that it was at Anya's expense. However, when Anya came up in here, she been terrorizing everybody.
She has not been terrorizing everybody.
Getting in business. She has been getting in business that is none of her. She's been minding affairs that have nothing to do with her.
I mean, this did have something to do with her.
She minded affairs
Who
that
did
has
Jules
nothing
run
of her.
to?
That just because Jules came and confided in you does not mean that you need to be Captain Saberho and put on your cape and start flying on in and telling Arietti about confiding in you about. Jules came and confided in you. That was supposed to stay between you and Jules. That was supposed to stay at Bella. That was supposed to stay at that wedding. Not
I don't know. I'm team Anya in the fact that if you see that somebody is doing wrong or saying something that's just out of pocket, then you can speak up about it. I don't care if it's between you two. Y'all are dogging on this girl. And we talked about it last week, but I was team Anya in that. And if anybody should have been came for, it should have been Jules, your actual friend who you felt betrayed and backstabbed by. So you should have been telling Jules to go brush your funky ass mouth.
Yeah, I do think that the mirror message, was it funny? Yes. Was it wrong? Yes.
And that's why you love it. Funny and wrong, work.
It made for great TV. It made for great TV. If they don't get an Emmy for this, I don't know. I. I'm gonna then say the Emmys is homophobic if they don't get an Emmy for this because this was great TV. Great TV. This is drag.
This
You
is
not
drag,
gonna
honey.
tell me. This is drag. You're not gonna tell me that you ain't told no girl in the back dressing room that her mouth stank.
Not
You
like
ain't gonna
that.
tell me that you ain't said no.
Not like
You
that
ain't said.
though.
You ain't gonna tell me that you ain't
I
heard no
say
crazy things
sister,
in the dressing rooms.
sister, and I only
You
say
ain't
it
heard no crazy
if.
things in the dressing rooms.
Oh yes, but bitch, I personally am
Okay
not telling
then.
somebody that their breath stinks unless I have a mint for them or I know that they have some gum prepared. So I'm just gonna make you self-conscious in the
Hey,
back,
hey,
and you can't do
hey.
nothing about it.
You alternate takers, I want y'all to hear the shade that Robin just subtly threw in there. She said, I'm not going to tell a bitch that her breath is hot, not unless I got a mint or know that she got some gum to do
That's
something
not
about it.
shade. That's not. That's like saying to a bitch, "Oh, bitch, these shoes are ugly with the dress," right before they perform, and then they're gonna be like, "Well, what the fuck am I supposed to do about that? I don't have any other shoes to put on with this. You have shoes for me to change into?"
Mm, mm,
No.
mm.
So shut your ass
Whoa.
up and let me do my number.
I've had those thoughts about some girls' costumes. See, that's the
And
thing.
so
See,
have
this
I.
is
And
probably why
did you
Atlanta
say
girls.
something? No.
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
Oh.
This is probably why Atlanta girls have not made it into that workroom. Cause we would say something, girl, back up. Your breath is a little hot. And we would say
Bitch,
it
your
on
breath is
camera.
kicking. It's humming.
We gonna say it and we gonna give you a mint or we gonna give you some gum. We gonna tell you, girl, them shoes is ugly with that dress. But if you like it, I love it. Hey. That's
Girl.
I've heard. I've had sisters actively walk on stage and pull my lashes off my eyes during my number.
That's not a sister.
We do some crazy things
Was
to
the
each
lash
other here in
already
Atlanta.
wonky?
It was wonky,
Oh, then
and she
that's your
she
fault.
she pulled she pulled it. It wasn't like
Did she
it
now
was
did she
like it
re-glue it
was
back?
it wasn't hanging off wonky. It was put on wonky. I had looked like I had a slight lazy eye the way that I had placed it, and I had did it
Mm.
right before I went on stage. She
Mm.
had, in the mix to my number, she had pulled it off and left me on stage with one eye, with one lash on.
But that's on you then.
It's a key in Atlanta's dressing room, but we say stuff like that to each other. Like me, like we say stuff like that mirror message. We say
Mm.
stuff, harsh stuff like that to each other. So I thought it was a key. I thought it was funny until I saw Anya crying and how self
Yeah.
conscious she really was about it, and I was like,
She also
ooh,
said they also said
ah.
it was like a health issue that caused it. It's not like she just didn't brush her teeth that day.
I wonder if she still got the harsh breath or if she got the medical work done. It's a new day in the workroom. The girls are coming in, and it's
Oh,
time to
oh,
get to
sister,
work with the new
sister,
challenge.
sister. Hello,
Oh, am I
sister.
frozen?
Pause for
Oh
pause.
no!
You
Oh
frozen.
no!
You're frozen like this.
We've been having problems with the Wi-Fi out here since the tornado this past weekend.
Tornado.
Yes, we had a
You
really
had a
bad storm.
tornado and didn't say nothing to me, bitch. You
I'm
could have been
okay.
fucking Dorothy up in here in the Wizard of Oz, and I wouldn't even known. Following the yellow ass brick road.
It wasn't by my house, but it was one in the area. Yes, it happens. It's Georgia.
Oh, bitch, I'm staying my ass out of Georgia. Okay, I am
Yeah,
staying my ass out of Georgia.
we get storms to where we can get tornadoes. Yeah,
I'm glad it's a new day for you. Like it's a new day in this
in this
in
workroom
this
for the
workroom.
girls.
Okay.
we They are walking in and they are thrilled and excited to go on for another day. Lydia Butthole Collins is coming in fresh off of a win. And the only
Congrats.
person to not have a win is our good Judy and your good niece, Lana Jere. However,
Yeah.
she did have a splendid and fantastic week. She was in the high for the roast, so let's hope that she can ride that wave and get a win this week.
Yeah, I mean I'm hoping that she can get a win, but we'll talk about it later on. This might not have been her week. Also not her week, and I'm kind of sick of it. Is Lexi with Susie Toot. Like, every week is not her week because Susie Toot is fucking with her. Meanwhile, Susie Toot is not doing anything.
Her inner saboteur is Susie Toots. Her inner saboteur is dressed as Susie Toots, like Corey King.
No, that's what
Her
it is.
inner saboteur. Her inner saboteur
is disguised as Susie Toot.
Is Corey King disguised as Susie Toot.
Yeah, her inner saboteur said, "You know what's really gonna fuck with this bitch? Let me dress myself up as Susie Toot up in this brain and tap dance on that nerve.
Child,
Honey,
that's exactly what it's doing.
The storyline is running stale for me.
Insert that the one when Keke Palmer is on what's that Vogue show?
Oh. And just from my late great hit.
But the storyline for me has run stale. That's not fair to the competition.
I don't get that.
Law, you're just so tired. It has nothing to do with the love I have for y'all. And in the words of my late great hit, keep it moving.
You ate that. The story has run stale.
And then Law.
I'm tired, Law.
Then Law goes, you ate that. You really ate that. Yeah, all right, y'all. So please bear with us. Like Drew said, tornado is happening, so the signal down there is a little crazy. So she might freeze a little bit through the episode.
Yeah.
But we push forward because y'all want these episodes right at any means necessary, right? Yeah, so Susie is tap dancing on Lexi's nerve, girl, and it's a mess. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm really sick and tired of it. I know you're trapped inside a hotel room and you cannot escape these people, but week after week after week after week, they keep telling you that, yes, Lexi, you are good, and literally, the guest judge, who you do not know, bitch, can I tell you, this was you.
I don't know why I thought I was looking at you.
No.
You here.
You might have been looking at me down there.
No, I wasn't looking over there. I was looking at over. I think I was probably looking past it. I don't know.
Yeah, well.
I probably was looking past it, but.
Look me in my eye. Look me in my eye.
You want to know something crazy?
What?
I can't see anything. I have astigmatism, so all these lights, I don't be seeing nothing.
I'm screaming. Me too. That's why I have these glasses.
Now it's time to go on into the challenge. Mama Ru comes into the workroom and she is ready to give you guys another acting challenge.
Another one. This is the season of the acting challenge, girl.
I'm so sick of it too, because clearly these girls are not actors.
Clearly not, but I think they know that, and I feel like they know that it's gonna throw them for a loop a little bit if they keep giving them these acting challenges. So every season they pick what's gonna be the heavy challenge in this. In this, it's been design challenges and acting.
And I feel like that's all you're seeing out of Drag Race girls now is designing and acting.
Yeah, I would love to see a little bit more. And this, I feel like, was very similar to the challenge that they did earlier in the season when Lydia had to be like the Golden Girls thing, the podcast, and then all that other stuff. But this week, it's Ross Mathews versus the Ducks. And Ross is playing a celebrity that tells his friends tea, and then the girls are the celebrities. I didn't really know most of the references that they were supposed to be getting. I got the Tiffany Pollard one. I got the Teresa Giudice one. I didn't
Lisa Vanderpump.
Was that the glass breaking?
Yes. So the Susie Toots was Lisa Vanderpump.
Okay.
And
Name them.
What's that girl name? What's that girl name?
Name 'em.
Lexi was Lisa Runner. Lisa Runner.
Lisa Rinna.
Renna. Yeah, Renna.
Okay.
Renna.
Well, she had said she was Teresa in the confessional.
Yeah, she had that all wrong.
Okay.
Teresa didn't break her glass.
And they
She flipped
kept
the
that
table.
in, so the editors had that wrong too. I'm like, why name her Lisa Rimmer if she's referencing Teresa Giudice? That didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
to me.
no, she was Lisa Renna. Lisa Renna broke the glass on the table back in when they were in Amsterdam.
Okay.
And they had Lexi had it wrong, and she's old enough, she should know that.
Okay. And I know Jules Chicago's character was
New York.
Tiffany Arnold Palmer.
Her name is not Arnold.
Tiffany New York Palmer.
Pollard. Yes.
Work. New York.
I feel like Big Fuda was a reference to
Big Frida?
Yeah.
But Big Frida's not this big bootied, big fupa person. I think now
they definitely they did say rappers, so I
think
just
they
felt
just
like
phoned
rappers.
it in for the black characters.
Yeah, I feel like because they said that those two characters were in the character breakdown that they were rappers, that they were female rappers. So I feel like that can be they were just any female rapper in the industry.
Yeah, I feel like they were just like, okay, we just need some ratchet characters to put in here. Have at it. But the girls get their challenge, and this week... Okay, actually, before we get into that, do you know the guest director and guest judge this week? And that's not a read... Because
I was gonna say, Robin, I feel like that was a read. I feel like you were trying.
You know, it was a read a little bit because I do think that you should have known the last one. But I oftentimes don't know.
Who was the last one again?
Whitney Cummings.
Oh, so sorry
exactly
to that woman.
This week is Sam Smith.
I know who Sam Smith is. That's disrespectful.
Okay, and that.
Look, that other man.
I don't know your life. I don't know who you know.
That other man, I don't know who he was, but just like Sam Starr said, the thighs.
I was about to say Shania Twain. Shania Jackson or something
like that. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea who that man is. Well, I need to find out what he's in because Sam was right. Them thighs. Them thighs.
I've seen him on Drag Race before. I think they've brought him in to direct, and I think he's just a regular white man. He's like not
is he
bad
white?
Looking.
I feel like he's not white.
What was he giving you?
I don't feel like he's Caucasian.
I think he's very Caucastic from the Caucasus Mountains.
He don't give me Caucasian. He gives
maybe
me
Italian.
Like, yes, like
but
a little
that's
Italian.
Caucasian, bitch. It's just spicy white.
That is not Caucasian.
It's spicy white.
That is not Caucasian, girl. That's more Spanish than anything.
No, that is Caucasian. They just have a Latin-based language.
That's
like
crazy.
Spanish.
That is crazy. That is wild.
What? The facts that I'm spitting
wild.
At you?
Those are not facts.
Yes,
Italian and Greek people are more Spanish than Caucasian. Sister.
I'm not even gonna look that up.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it up.
Not even,
look it up.
Audience members,
look it up.
Please.
Look it up.
Please comment below.
Look it up.
Are Italian
look
people...
it up.
So what are the parameters of the search? Are Italian people closer to Spanish than white?
Yeah, I guess.
They are physically closer to Spain than other countries in Europe, but that doesn't make them fucking Spanish, bitch.
I don't know. I feel like I'm right about that.
So Mario and Luigi
are kind of Spanish. Yeah, I think if we do some digging, yes. I think that's more of I think they're more Spaniard than Caucasian.
Are Italian people Latino? No, Italians are not technically considered Latino. As
I don't feel like they're
Italians
Caucasian.
Are from Italy, a European country, while Latinos are people from Latin America and regions in America.
I don't feel like they're Caucasian.
Oh, so should I search if they're Hispanic?
No, see, you said
Because-
Caucasian. Look up if they're considered Caucasian.
You know what, bitch? Even people from Spain are considered Caucasian. They are white. They are
okay.
white.
Okay, you win. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry I questioned you, Robin. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine to have an alternate take here at the alternate take, but bitch,
Girl, I don't feel like a girl. I feel a little attacked. I feel like
you
Lexi.
You want to
Yeah.
say anything else about these Italians?
No,
that
just
are
that man and his thighs were very,
spicy
very
white?
lovely. They were his thighs were very lovely. And Sam Starr, I agree with you.
Now it's time for the girls to choose their roles. RuPaul said, y'all, it's been so dramatic every time y'all have to choose your own roles. Let's continue with the pattern and let the chaos ensue.
And go.
Let's see what happens. Here you go. Have fun.
Literally said that. She's like, have a great time. You guys figure it out.
I mean, honestly, this was the least dramatic of the role picking so far in this season. I think now they're just getting into the swing of it.
I definitely think that it's screw Susie at all cost.
Yes.
Like, I definitely think that they're at a point where they're just like,
Which
let's make sure that Susie gets
that
nothing
doesn't
that she
make
wants.
the most sense because yes, Susie was a front runner, but there are also other front runners in the competition. So you're saying to me that none of y'all see Anya as a threat? Y'all just see Susie as a threat? That it just, and I'm not trying to shift their eyes on Anya, but they definitely are making it easier for Anya. Because everybody's Susie. When yes, Susie is good.
Because I
she's not
wouldn't
the
have
only
given
one.
Anya I would have fought Anya on Big Fupa down.
Well, who else is gonna play Big Fupa?
I don't know, but I would have fought her on it. If I was one of the white girls, I would have fought her on it.
I also feel like
I'd fought her on
they
it.
didn't
Because if
they
you
didn't
think
fight
about
back on
it-
that because they didn't want to be problematic.
They didn't. However, at the same time, like, if you think about it, Big Fupa was black and loud. Her mayor was black and loud. Her jazz, her other one that she
The
won,
jazz that wasn't black and loud.
Eddie Murphy. It wasn't
just
black and
loud.
loud. It was black. Eddie Murphy, black.
I don't think she
loud.
played Eddie Murphy black and loud though. It was just black with personality.
Black and funny. Black and
I'm not
funny.
mad
Everything
at
has
this
been. Everything has
trajectory.
been. I'm not either. However, everything is
Because we don't say
She
anything
find the
when
blackest
we
she
don't
find
say
the blackest
anything
character.
when it's Alyssa Edwards. We don't say anything when it's Vanjie, who's doing it. Like there's just these characters that are. It's similar throughout.
Bianca
but,
Del Rio.
Yeah. So I'm not mad at it. Anya keeps
I'm just
slaying,
saying.
bitch.
I'm just saying as someone that was competing against her. They are not paying attention to her. They are only paying attention to Susie, and Susie is not the only threat. I had to make sure that neither one of them got the characters that they wanted.
And I also think that this Susie versus Jules for the role of Chicago wasn't really fair either. With that being said, I couldn't see Susie doing the role of Chicago actual justice. I think it would have been fine, but I definitely couldn't see her doing that role justice.
Can I tell you who I wanted for that role? Anya.
I could see Anya doing it. I could see Lexi doing it, which she should have done it by herself. And I could see Sam doing it.
I could have saw Sam doing it. Sam doing it. I would have loved to see Susie do Big Fupa.
Well, she should have gave it a go. She's an actor. She can handle any role. So why not? Let's see what you could do as Big Fupa. That would have been very funny to me.
hilarious. I thought Lana did amazing with picking how she picked and how she went about picking and saying that she wanted to work with Anya again. I thought that was a very smart decision.
Yeah.
I
also feel like that was kind of like a, you know how we have our little subtext language between us, like, sister, let's look out for each other kind of thing.
Yes, very much.
So I feel like that was that, and I'm glad that happened, and I actually will get into it, but that was my favorite group.
I agree. We can get into it. That was my favorite group as well. I thought that Lana did pull up. I think that I think that Lexi. I'm not Lexi. I think that Lana pulled
Anya.
up. I think that Lana pulled up. I feel like
Okay.
Lana held her own. However, Anya was just slightly stronger. I think it was just her nails that made her stronger because they were actively doing a lot of talking that she did not have to do. I think the nail thing is what pulled Anya ahead of Lana.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was necessarily the nails. I think the acting in itself was it. She outshone Lana, but I don't think it was by a lot. It wasn't like, oh, this was only Anya's role for me. I think the nails helped, but I don't think it was necessarily the nails. Even without the nails, I feel like it would have been fine. Before we get into the rest of them, what role would you have wanted out of these for you?
Big Fupa or Chicago.
Yeah. I think for me, it probably would have been Chicago. The Lydia Butthole's role, which was, what was Lydia's? I would have wanted Dr. Scaddington. Yeah, I would have wanted Dr. Scaddington because I like the line that's like the funniest line in the whole thing. But those would have been two. I
wants what it wants.
The prostate wants what it wants.
Ooh, sister.
Mm-hmm. An actor.
Sickening.
I'm acting.
Sickening. She should have put those shoes back on the rack because she was never qualified.
Right.
She said that blouse was supposed to be worn by a beautiful woman.
Anyway, Lydia Butthole and Sam Starr are next with their roles as Dr. Scaddington and Shawanda, which is the blackest name for a white girl you could ever have.
I wasn't expecting for them to have those accents. I mean, yeah, Sam is country, so her accent is going to be country in general. I just wasn't expecting. Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah, for me, this was definitely very safe. For them. I didn't love what Lydia was doing, but I don't think it was bad. It kind of harkened back to her previous acting challenge when she was doing the Golden Girls thing for me. I just don't think she's the best with references.
Yeah. But then again, she's also 12.
That's true.
So maybe she doesn't get these references.
Also, I mean, you can build an acting challenge without all of these old school references. I get it's to entertain RuPaul, but of course some of these people you keep casting younger and younger aren't gonna really understand these references. That's just my take.
I agree. You keep casting younger and younger, they're not gonna understand these references because a lot of these references are older. Some of the references I have to go, what was that from?
Yeah. What reference I didn't have to do that with was the Whitney Houston line that they put into this.
Not one Whitney Houston line. They had several Whitney Houston lines.
If 6 of y'all went out, then 4 of you are really cheap.
Cheap.
There's only 2 you had dinner. I found your credit card receipt. It's not right.
But it's okay.
But it's okay, bitch. I'm going to make
it.
Anyway. You know what? Pack your bags.
Up and leave.
Don't you
dare.
Come
running back to me.
Okay?
I found Steven's credit card receipt.
Line. Okay? Bitch, that's me. I'm looking for the credit card receipt, okay?
Same. Same. I was going to say, sister, you nuts. Nah, same.
Whitney was speaking to all of us.
Mm-hmm. You know, here's the thing. Whitney was just a hood rat bitch from Newark, New Jersey. And I support the ministry, and I
Okay.
find myself having a little bit of Whitney in me as well.
Okay. Also, really quick, before they even started the actual filming and all of that, who are you worried about going into this challenge? Because I know for me, I was definitely worried about Lexi and Susie Toot going into it, and that was really the only one. And I felt like everybody else was gonna do pretty good together, and Jules might have been a little shaky on her own.
I wasn't worried about anyone, honestly. I
Hmm.
wasn't worried about anyone because Lana and Anya have worked together before, and they work great together. They worked pretty
Yeah.
well together, and they worked together in the last acting challenge. They were the top two to me. They were my favorite group. Lana, Anya, Corey, and
With the
Arietti when
titty
they did
shaking.
the. Yes, I thought that was my favorite group. So I knew that they had chemistry. We all know that Butthole and Sam had chemistry. Sam and not Sam, Lexi and Toots have chemistry and they're good. They've worked together before. They work well together. It's
Mm.
just that we all know that Lexi's
Lexi's Lexi.
Lexi's Lexi.
Mm-hmm.
So she gonna be Susie gonna say something that's gonna annoy her. I
Yeah.
just think that I think that Lexi looks at Susie like a little sister, and everything that she does just annoys the living out of her.
No, I
So
think Lexi looks at Susie like a younger sister, and she compares herself to her. In senses, Lexi is a middle child. It's giving middle
Lexi is
child.
it's giving middle child syndrome. It is definitely giving
Yeah.
middle child syndrome, and just
Um.
everything that Susie does just annoys or gets under her skin. And it could be that the girl just blinks, and she's
Yeah,
like the
and
way she's blinking.
it's very one sided. And actually, with that, they are the next people. So let's get into them. Literally, it takes nothing for Susie to get under Lexi's skin. The director commented that Susie was a good actor, and what does Lexi start doing? Spiraling.
Down the toilet.
Spiraling. I will say she looked good though.
She looked sickening, and then I love that she just kept trying to get that one line is a tongue twister.
Wait, what was the line?
It was you bottle bleached
Oh,
power bottom something.
you butch bodied, bottle blonde,
You
something 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 something.
Beach blonde, had built butch body. Beach blonde, had built butch body. Beach blonde, had built butch body.
yeah, and I can get how that one line she had to do that over and over again, because that director was making sure that they stayed by the
The
book.
mm-hmm. What wasn't by the book was that hairline. Susie, where did you get that wig?
I don't know whose hairline was worse, yours or
Susie.
hers.
Now why am I in it? Now why am I in it? Because I didn't do anything to you today. And also, my hairline was never bad. My hairline was lifting, but it wasn't bad. And some of us, you don't wear wigs anymore. But let's harken back to the days when you did.
They were always fried, dyed, and laid to the side. They always
Yeah,
looked great.
fried is the word.
Not,
Fried is the word.
They always look great.
Fried is the word.
Go look at the pictures, darling.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's too much Facetune on those pictures for me to look at them. Do you want it to read today? Bitch.
Girl, why would Crystal and I be face-tuning our pictures that strong like that?
Ooh, bitch, girl, same. But
all
that
of
being
us.
said, I didn't love their challenge, but I did think that it was a funny sketch. I thought the ASMR arguing was like a really smart idea for the writers. So it's hard to fuck that up, but I still don't think Lexi did a great job in that, to be honest. And she got just as many notes as Lana did, I felt, and Lydia.
I don't think she did terrible. I don't think she did great. I just think she was very in the middle.
Yeah. And then lastly, we had Jules, Miss Sparkles.
Who waited 12 hours.
12 hours. They should have did her first. You did not have to shoot in order.
You did not have to shoot in order, especially when she was by herself and she had no one to bounce energy off of.
Exactly. I mean, I don't think she did terribly, but she also was messing up the script a little bit because she was so dedicated to the original quote that she kind of like lost the references in this.
Right. She lost the script and she lost where to hit things, and she lost her highs. She lost her peaks and her valleys in the whole entire performance because she was so in her head about the original monologue by the icon, the legend, New York, that she didn't realize that she was not playing her. It was just a reference.
Yeah. Would you have wanted to be solo more or in a group?
It really wouldn't have mattered to me. It really
you would have been
wouldn't
Susie.
mattered.
I could have done any role.
Yeah, it really wouldn't have mattered to me. I think that all of the roles were pretty. The only roles that I would have not wanted were Dr. Scaddington and Shawanda. Now we're on to the looks. We get to the main stage, and now it's time to see the looks. And the category on the main stage this week is... I forgot what the name... I think that's what they said.
I mean, everybody was in black and white. I don't remember the exact category, but
Yeah.
It's black and white, girl.
It's black and white. Like Michael Jackson said.
So now it's time for Fierce, Fine, or Funky, honey. Let's get into these looks. First off, we have Jules Sparkles. Honey, I don't have any notes from this look. Actually, I do wish the chains in the front were actual chains. I think that would have been a cool little like pop of detail from this. But other than that, I love this look. This is a Jeffrey Kelly look, and it was sickening. It's inspired by Hayden Williams, I believe his name is, sketch. And he's a great fashion artist. But yeah, this is a fierce for me.
Fierce, no notes. Fierce from the rooter to the tutor. Fierce, absolutely. When she came out on the runway, I gagged. I gagged. My jaw dropped. My mouth was agape, and I said yes.
Oh, that's your word for the day, agape.
Agaped.
Are you used to being agape?
I'm a woman of the cloth. I don't do those type of homosexual things.
Oh, baby,
am a virgin.
You are a straight woman. It has nothing to do with homosexuality.
I don't do those
you can
heathen
still
things.
Be
I don't do those heathen things. I am a Christian woman. I am a virgin.
Look, and even the Virgin Mary's had her walls knocked down by the Lord high above.
Speaking of someone from high above that had their vagina knocked off, our good girlfriend.
Ooh, that took me out, bitch. Hallelujah.
Our good girlfriend and your niece, Lana Jarray. She's getting a fierce. I loved the 115 Dalmatian reference that she threw up in here. I loved the hair was made all out of hair, including the bows. I loved how this look really showed off how her legs looked longer. Why did her legs look longer? I loved it from the rooter to the tutor.
I love Lana, and I think that she looks amazing, but I am going to give this a fine. I love the shoulders and the drapey details. I just wish there was a little bit more in the main piece of the dress for me. But everything else I do really enjoy. I am still going to give this one a fine.
I could see that. I do wish maybe having some like black appliques or black polka dots on the white. That main garment on maybe some polka dots on black polka dots on that probably would have been sickening or cunt. Something in the front, because there is a black bow in the back. Something on the front rather than just that small bow at the top. I could see where you're going with that, sister. I can get what you're putting down.
So are you switching yours to fine, or are you keeping it fierce?
No, I'm keeping it fierce.
Okay. This next one, I'm also going to give fine. I kind of want to give it a funky. Is Lexi Love. I love I'll say what I like about it. I like the gradient from the black to white on the silk or whatever this is. However, don't love this hair. Don't love that the dress is intentionally stopped above the pussy and the pussy is just stoned. This would have been amazing as a gown to me. And if we're talking about diversity in the looks that the judges are talking about, you could have removed the little cape flowing from the back and just had it been a skirt or a dress, a gown moment. So it could have been good if it was longer to the floor moment. I didn't need to see your pussy. So this is going to be a funky for me.
It is a funky for me as well. I'm sick of the low skirts where you're just showing your vagina. I'm sick of the little train situation following you. I don't like the hair. The crown was cute. The only thing I liked was the fabric, was the ombre fabric. I am with you. This would have been stunning if it was a gown. If it was even if it was just a corseted gown that went all the way to the floor, maybe with a slit up the front, to where she still could show some leg, and still had that train that followed her. I like the crown. I just wish the crown was done differently. I like the big.
I think the crown blended into the hair a little bit too much because the hair was this black and blonde and yeah.
I wish that I liked that the drape was coming from the crown, and I wish that it like connected to her like wristlet to her arms to where she could move her arms and it gave a lot more. Like I wish when she would have walked, she could have held her hands out and it just really would have just. The muses, like how the like that, and it would have flew behind her. It just like it really just was very lackluster and gave you could have done it. I like Tyra Banks said, "Ho, but make it fashion."
Yeah,
and she's typically great at the fashion aspect, and this one just was ho. Yeah. Ho going to her homecoming.
Yep. So funky for me.
Funky as well for me. And next up, we have the favorite place of Corey King, Lydia Butthole Collins.
Work.
This was going to get a fine for me. I love where she was going. I love that she mixed the different textures and the different, the fur and the fabric, the stretch fabric. I loved the mittens. However, it's just always something funky and quirky and crazy when it comes to Lydia Butthole Collins, and I would just love sometimes for something to just be simplistic and just something that's simple yet stunning and effective. Yeah, we'll get into some things later on why I also hated it, but yeah.
Okay. I actually didn't mind this look. I think that the glove aspect of it that were longer could have been a little bit more cleaned up because the hands kind of looked kind of weird unless they were perfect.
It was like 3.
Now, it was. I didn't get that it was supposed to be 3 fingers. I thought it was just cut weird. But I didn't mind that. It did give that Willow Pill moment where she had like the really long arms and all that. But overall, I'm gonna give this a fine. I didn't mind this. I do think that if you're gonna put these patterns together, you need one more pattern. I feel like the general rule is you at least need like 3 patterns if you're going to do mixing patterns or whatever. But yeah, that's my standpoint of it. It's fine. I did like, however, and we'll get into the lip sync, but I liked the dress when it was split in the front. Something about that gave a little bit of extra for me, but yeah. Our next one, this is gonna get a funky for me. It is Miss
I am
Anya.
so happy that we are on the same page
Anya
about
Nerve.
this ugly look.
Yeah, I feel like I understood where she was going. I didn't mind most of the dress. I feel like I'm looking at it right now, y'all. I feel like it could have been a little longer. I liked the sequins. I even don't mind the little gray detailing that she had. It's really that throws me off, this swan on her head that
That
is
was the only thing I
taking me
liked.
out. Um I
I only
don't
like
live
the
for the
swan on
swan.
her
I would
head.
have rather the swan be more like architectural, the idea of a swan, more of an actual swan head.
The swan was the only thing that I only liked the hat. I didn't like how her breast, how it's cut on her breast. That
Yeah.
just that looked weird to me. The dress was very short. Um, I don't like the fabric. I don't like the sequence. It looks cheap. Um, I didn't like this. It's a funky.
I don't have an issue with the fabric in this scenario because I think with this fabric, oftentimes, like in person, it might look cheap, but on stage and on camera,
It looks
um,
cheap.
it pops a little bit more with this particular stage. Yeah, I don't mind the fabric. I think that maybe other panels should have been added so it wasn't all just that fabric, but yeah, it's still gonna be a funky for me.
It's not that I don't like the fabric. I like the fabric because I agree with everything you just said. Just the way that she's wearing it and the way that she did it, it looks cheap.
So you hate Anya?
I did not say that.
That's
I'm
what it
just
sounds like.
saying. I'm
That's
just
what it
saying that.
sounds like. It sounds
I'm
like you're
just
saying if this
saying
fabric was on anybody else,
it was on
I don't know.
Injuria. It was on Injuria Paris Van Michaels and it looked amazing.
So you hate Anya Nerve.
I hate it on Anya Nerve.
No, I'm kidding. We love you, Anya.
Speaking of who I don't hate, what I did not hate what they were wearing, Sam Star.
Did you forget her last name for a second? Like you forget the name of this podcast?
No, I don't forget her name.
Wow. Wow. So you'll remember a white woman's name, but not this black ass podcast? Work. Work.
I don't forget things that interest me.
All right, and this was the alternate take. Drew is stepping down, and I will be finding a new host for next week's episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. But before I go, let me give my opinion on Sam Star's look. I didn't mind this look. I'm gonna give this a fierce. Also, shout out to you, Sam Star, for tuning in last week. She had commented, "Thanks for the love." So sending you a little bit more love this week. My only note for this would be the hair. I would have loved to see Sam in a different style hair. It works for the look, but we
She
see
has worn this a
Sam
lot.
in this kind of styled hair, the pageanty Trinity Tuck-ish hair, which I'm assuming her drag sister made them because they generally make. They do a bunch of stuff. They made a wig for me once, but it's this kind of style.
Mm. It's a fierce for me. I love it. I love it from the head to the toe. I loved that she jingled as she came down that runway. Sam, thank you for the love. I'm happy that you watched the podcast. This look was sickening. It was a fierce for me. I agree with you, sister. I would change the hair. I would have liked to see a different type of hair. I would have loved to see her come out in something a little quirky to go along with the gesture look.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe if she had like one big ass bow, like ball, something.
Maybe.
Like yeah, I can get where you're coming from with the different type of hair. I agree with that. So I'm still gonna give her a fierce though. She's getting a fierce, just like this next girl.
Our last one.
Know what? And I meant to text her, and I'm still going to text her. I want to say this because I know she watches watches our show, sister.
She
Susie,
does?
She does.
Hi, Susie.
She said something to me about it when she got in the car. I just want to say this. You're stupid. You're stupid. You're stupid. You're dumb. Where did you find this fabric? Because where you found it from, I need to get some. This fabric, this was... She was painting herself like a cat in that workroom, and I was very confuzzled.
You
I
were
was
like,
very
what the hell's
confused.
going on?
I said, "What is Susie about to do?" And whenever she start painting crazy, that's when you really got to look at her and go, she's about to do
She's,
something wild.
again, not a bad makeup artist like the people were
She's-
saying at the beginning. She has switched up
she's
her makeup
not.
multiple times this season.
She is her and Arietti. I have seen the most faces out of her and Arietti.
Okay,
Everyone
I wouldn't put her in
else-
the same category as Arietti.
I'm not
now.
saying that she's on the same category when it comes to makeup as Arietti.
I wouldn't
I'm
even
just
put
saying,
myself in that same category.
I'm
be
just
clear.
saying she has changed her face. We have seen
Yes.
more faces from her. Just like we sit here and we say that Arietti is a good makeup artist and she's shown us diversity when it comes to her face.
Yes.
So has Susie. Susie's
Yes.
mug
And
has been different every episode.
I think more so, to be fair. She's shown more diversity than Arietti did in her makeup too, and that's not pitting the two against each other, but saying diversity in makeup. I think this look is very cute. I love the little fringe moment. I love the shoulder pads. I love the ears on there. The only thing that I would have changed is giving it a little bit more shape in the center. Maybe
like
this
Sam said.
Giving it like a black panel or something, just to really have that pull to make it a little sexier. I feel like this is two garments because you see the little straps on the shoulders. I feel like this is a fringe dress that either was made or found and then put with this, which I'm not mad at that at all. However this look came together, I think it was a very effective. I'm going to give it a fierce as well.
I agree with you. That's the same thing that Sam Smith said. He wishes that it was pulled in and cinched in the waist a little bit. I agree. I want to find some fabric like this, and I want to get a costume made like this. So,
Well, as long as you're
people in
not gluing
comments-
fringe to a stretch fabric, you'll be fine.
You know what?
Because we don't want to see any more loofahs up in here.
You know what?
You know what? You could have started a car wash. I'm not gonna post the look. I'm not gonna embarrass you like that. All I remember is at the top of this episode, maybe in the middle, I was came for, and I didn't send for you. So, pow pow, bitch, pow pow.
That's fine and dandy. Anywho, and I'm not gonna make it myself. I'm gonna have you make it. So there's that.
Okay.
I do need to get a garment from you, sister. I do. I really would love a garment from you. And I'm saying this on here so I can hold you accountable. And the people that watch the alternate experience can hold you accountable too.
We know she knows the name. But yeah, I mean, I'd be down to. I take a commission here or there. That was fierce, fine, and funky. I thought that this was a pretty cool runway. Much better than shorts, for sure.
Shorts got on my nerves.
Yeah. Before we get into the tops and the bottoms, I just want to say, I wish there was more clarity on the judging on RuPaul's Drag Race. Because what are we judging? Because with the tops and the bottoms here, from what we've seen, I was a little bit confused. I wish it was more clear when the runways took into account versus actual performance versus what the final product was with this. Because I feel like with this challenge, it was three things. It was the look, what you did when you were filming, and then the actual end product of the film. And that leads me to the question that I want to ask you is, if somebody doesn't do stellar in the actual filming process, but the final product looks good, do we take into account what their filming process was in this challenge?
I think we should, because that shows how they're going to be in a real world setting if we're going to have to spend money on reshoots and retakes of that person.
Okay. And
if we got to spend hours on set of them getting something correct. If they can't come on set, do their job, land their lines, get what needs to be done and captured on camera, and go on, so that way we can set up and move on for the next scene. That should be taken in consideration, because that shows if I can hire them on a job or not.
Yeah. And for me, I mean, again, we only see so much. They film so much stuff, so there's stuff that we probably didn't see in their filming process. But based on this judging, it just felt like they were just going off of exactly what was edited and put in front of them, and I didn't think that was like the fairest way to go. But I am not a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race. I am a 12th alternate from season 15. So,
with that being said, our tops for the week were Anya Nerve
and Sam Star, while Lexi and what? It was only them that was the top.
One. Yeah, I couldn't remember Sam. I could not remember Sam.
That's why I brought it in, girl.
Trying to figure out. I appreciate that so much.
Do you want to? Well, now you've ruined the me bringing it in. Do you want to re-bring it in?
Nah, you can keep that in the edit. You can keep that in the edit.
I'm screaming. Okay, well,
because I definitely made a face.
Well,
I know I made a face.
With that, Lexi and Susie are safe.
And our bottoms of the week are Jules Sparkles, Lydia Butthole Collins, and Lana Jaray.
Are there any changes you are making to our tops or to our bottoms? What do you think?
My tops probably would have been Lana and Anya.
Yeah?
As a team.
Okay.
My tops would have been Lana and Anya.
I think for me... wait, are there any changes to the bottom?
My bottoms would have been Butthole and Jules.
Okay. Yeah, my top is definitely going to be Anya, Sam, and I would put Lana in there as well to make it a top 3. I didn't feel like they really had a top 3 this episode. Also, that being said, if you're going to judge it separately, like not as a team, like why does it matter if Anya outshone Lana a little bit? I feel like that was their justification for putting Lana in the bottom, when for me, yes, Anya did better, but she still did a good job in comparison to some people. That episode, my bottoms would have been Jules, Lydia, and then Lexi. And really, you can pick whoever you want to lip sync from that, because I feel like they were all equal in what they did. Maybe save Lexi and just replace Lana with Jules in the bottom lip sync, but
yeah, because I don't even think that Lexi did terribly.
Yeah,
I don't think Lexi did terribly, but Jules definitely talked about how tired she was and how everyone else was getting their lines wrong, and you fumbled the bag severely every time you read those lines. Butthole did the same. Just didn't bring it. I think Lana was unfairly judged this week.
Yeah.
I think that Lana did better. Mm-hmm. I think they were my favorite. That was my favorite scene.
That was really my favorite group. Oh, bitch! Wait. That won it for me. The looking at the little breastplate, whatever. And then they should have kept in her titties falling to her stomach.
Her titties falling.
But I don't know.
Especially when her main thing was her body.
Yeah.
The fact that her titties moved, I thought that was pure comedy.
Yes. So this one was weird with the judging for me. But with the lip sync, I'm glad Lana stayed. I enjoyed me some Butthole. She was doing great until she started cutting that dress. But I enjoyed Lydia. I'm glad my niece is there to slay another day. What do you think about this lip sync?
I agree with you. I love me some Lydia Butthole Collins. However, it came to a time to where she was gonna have to go up against Lana, and Lana was gonna have to send that thing packing. And that's what was gonna happen. Yeah. Just because you got white girl rhythm don't mean that you can come up here and go. Nah.
Yeah, I guess that means that now Lana is officially the lip sync assassin of the season. I think that Lana could have went home this episode potentially, because before Lydia cut that dress, I think that she was doing a better job in the lip sync. Not necessarily a better job, but it was fun to watch her like swarm around and try to make the dress work and do her little things.
The little shuffles.
The little shuffles. I don't think she should have cut the dress. If she would have kept doing it, because RuPaul was laughing, I think she would have won that lip sync.
Yeah, I think that cutting of the dress really fucked her over.
Ooh, it fucked her over bad.
And sometimes you don't need big. Sometimes it's better to be a great lip syncer than to be the girl with all the stunts in the shows. You don't all them girls that can do them stunts in shows. That means they don't know their lyrics.
I don't think that's necessarily true, as we are two girls that do stunts as well, and you do more stunts than me, and I know you know your words.
I park and bark now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Work. I also feel like if you are going to cut the dress in the middle of the number, you need to make sure that you can cut through that fur, because you couldn't. Also, maybe cut the fur beforehand.
Pre-cut it.
And we still wouldn't have. Some people would have, because some of y'all that be watching Drag Race gets every single detail. But we really wouldn't have noticed. The judges wouldn't have noticed that.
I agree. I think that doing stunts and shows that you have not practiced before and you just doing it on a whim on that type of stage, I don't think you need to be doing those. Don't take those type of chances and risk.
Yeah. Or cut a little hole in the middle so that when you are going to cut, it just goes right through and you're not trying to figure it. It was a mess. It was a mess, and that's why she
went home.
Yeah.
That's why she got the boot.
That's why she got the boot. This week we do also have another alternate take for you guys. Sister, should we do our alternate takes first or the audience alternate take?
Let's hear the audience's alternate take first.
Okay. This one is from .TyK1340, and shout out to you as well, because I see your comments all the time. I know you are an avid listener of this, so thank you for your support. But your alternate... Oh, this is a long-ass alternate take, bitch. I did not read this entire thing. Damn! Y'all, look at this. Look at this.
They wrote a thesis statement.
Girl.
Oh, girl. No.
Girl.
Don't read that. Girl.
Okay.
You
Note
sit
to
here
the
writing
people.
your...
I love y'all, and I love that you are commenting and on this. Do not leave me a whole essay. What is this? And now I have to read this whole essay. Y'all, I have to read this whole essay now. My dyslexic ass. Okay. Here we go. Buckle up. Fasten your seatbelts. It's about to be a bumpy ride.
She can't read. Is she about to try to do this? Ooh, I'm so happy
Dot.
to see what not me.
Dot. The fuck? All right. And I can read, bitch.
Oh.
Dyslexic does not mean can't read.
From one dyslexic hoe to another. No, you can't. We're both a part of the George Bush administration. No child left behind.
Woo.
We cannot.
I did stay back.
Same.
Okay. At this point, we might not even need our alternate takes. Dot says, Jules' look is not Marie Antoinette. It may be from the same time period, but it isn't a specific reference to Marie Antoinette. Lana looks great. It doesn't look like mall drag to me. Anya was sexy as fuck. I wanted to cut with her. Oh, is that supposed to be cut up? They put the scissor emoji. I wanted to cut up with her in this look. Laugh my ass off. Ariete was dead wrong. Lexi did too much. I wanted to fight both for Jules. I'm tired of the judges making excuses for Lexi. They are forcing other people in the bottom to save her. I love Lexi. The judging and editing is so upsetting, and it isn't working in her favor. Honestly, that wasn't that bad. I agree. I don't disagree with many of these takes. So thank you, Dot. If you have an alternate take, please comment down below for future reference.
Bitch, don't you come in here writing no 3-page letter. You are not Aaliyah. I am not reading no 4-page letter, and I don't care if you enclosed it with a kiss.
For future reference. Not a whole book. Although, Dot, please leave your whole book.
You ate up.
You ate all of that, and you aren't wrong. So I appreciate you on that one. I think my alternate take for this week is Lana shouldn't have been in the top. She did better than some people in the episode, and she should have bare minimum been safe.
My alternate take for the week is Lana should have been in the top. Lana is sickening. Lana is the moment. Lana is that girl. Lexi, stop letting Susie Toot tap dance on your last nerve. Get up out your head. And last and certainly not least, Susie, if you can hear me, this is for you. That was me tap dancing.
I'm gonna hate editing that. No, I'm kidding.
That was me tap dancing.
But thank you guys for joining this week's episode of The Alternate Take. I'm Robin Fierce.
And I am Drew Friday.
And this was what?
Is the alternate scheme.
Not the scheme, bitch.
Mm-hmm. The alternate, okay.
Not the scheme,
The alternate
bitch.
games.
There we go. And also, really quick, again, I always say this, and I feel like Drew would agree with me. Thank you guys for supporting us every week when we do upload. We see your comments. We thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.